Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Put this in my pocket right here.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
And you do that. Or
Yeah.
you can keep it in the phone.
Hold up. Okay, I got it.
You okay?
Yeah, I got it.
Or we take away the umbrella?
No, it's okay. For right now, it's okay. All right.
But I think the weather is good. I should keep the umbrella now.
You want to keep it?
Yeah, let me keep it just for now.
Okay. Nice.
Now, that's a flag for our country, Uganda, with black, yellow, red.
Mm-hmm.
And the next flag is for our kingdom, Buganda. It has got royal blue that symbolizes that our kingdom is being surrounded by water. Which water? Lake Victoria. I think you saw the map.
Yeah.
In the middle, we have what we call cream science piece. And even in the middle, there is a golden brown for our shield and spears. That is our sign of protection and unity. So down there is a lion in Buganda. We call our king to be the lion. When you get some officials, when the king is here, they raise his flag to the third pole. And when you get officials, visitors for the Kabaka, they come, they raise their flags on the third poles. When you get official visitors, want to see the king from US, from Canada, from UK, from Sudan, they can also raise their flag.
Oh yeah, I see.
Okay? Now, where we're standing, this is what we call a royal mile. It's a 1 mile stretching from the King's Palace to Buganda Parliament. Okay? The royal mile has got 2 roundabouts. The first roundabout, it is inside in the palace grounds, and another one at the other 2 drums, local, called Engalabi. It is only the king that goes straight from the palace to the parliament, because in Buganda Kingdom, we say that our king is ever straight in all what he do. The king never go astray. When you go to other officials, they just turn around the roundabout. The idea for setting this royal mile was brought by King Freddy, our first president of Uganda. When he was in Scotland, he saw a royal mile in Edinburgh, and our Kabaka liked that royal mile and later came back with the same plan or the same idea here. Alongside the royal mile, there are some clans sculptures. In Buganda Kingdom, we have clans. Our clans are 56.
56.
They are in form of plants, animals, insects, fish, birds. There are some people coming from insect clan like grasshopper, fish like clownfish, animals like buffalo. What else? Birds like little egret. People that are coming from the same clan here in Buganda Kingdom, they can't marry one another. So me, I'm from elephant. I can't marry any lady from elephant clan, and I can't eat elephants.
I heard about that.
Okay? So if he's from lungfish, he can't eat lungfish, and he can't marry any lady from lungfish clan.
This is you from the Fumbu clan? Yeah.
He's coming from the civet clan. In Luganda, we call it a Fumbe. For me, my clan elephant is Enjovu. So he can't marry any lady from civet clan, and he will never eat them. Good enough, there are some animals that we don't eat. You can't eat buffalo, you can't eat the hippo. They eat them, but you know most people now.
You remember the water buffaloes we met at
Some people like
They do.
they eat them. Do you eat elephants?
I don't eat elephants.
Now you see, so that's what that is. Everybody that said that I'm from this kingdom, you have to be under a certain clan. That's why we even have specific names for both boys and girls. There is what we call a surname and then a given name. Okay?
Okay.
So if you decide that I'm not going to marry from Buganda, you can even go to other kingdoms. Or you can even go to other countries. Okay? Let us continue. This place had 3 kings of Buganda that lived here, but in different reigns or reigning period. When you see those lions, here we call our king to be the lion. Tabaka, we call him to be Empologoma. and this is taken to be the strongest animal in the jungle. That's how we do fence our traditional palaces. Yeah, with the reeds. You got to have the reeds because those reeds are good and they're durable, so they last for long. So we're gonna find under the shade of a tree. We get some good information about him. Honestly, let us come for information and let us take pictures. So, you know, so yeah, just cut up here. Okay, so in the picture. Yeah, you was told that you could just. Okay, let me first take a picture of you, then he takes a
Okay.
picture of us.
All right.
Yeah, I'll take a picture of you too.
The off guard picture's the best, you know? Just keep on taking them.
You know the shade, so.
Where's William? Outside. I think he should come and we are taking photos of you.
Yeah. You could, that's why I wanted him to come here too and stuff.
Yeah, you have his number?
Yeah, I have his number.
Can you call him?
It's in the bag. Let me see something.
Yeah, because it's better if he's taking photos for you unaware. They
Yeah.
look more cute when
I got you right now. Let me see
On
something.
your life.
he knows everything.
I got the number. Wait, let me see something. This is William. Let me see. Hold on fast.
No, the network is not good here.
Just hold this one fast.
Okay, no problem.
So we continue the information.
Hold on a bit. I think
The phone, another phone is.
Oh yeah, I got 3 phones. Let's hold on one fast.
calling William.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me go and call him.
Hey, he's not picking up.
He's not picking up, eh?
Let
me
Let
me go and call him then.
Okay.
I'm going to come back.
All right. Thank you.
I'll continue the information. Music is here. Information to get mass what we need. Number information yet for. No, Lamayo. So it's a roundabout way, yo. Yeah. Okay, so we wait for them to come.
Okay. So, when was this this party?
It was built in 1885.
1885.
1885 by King Daniel Mana.
Oh, that's like 140
Lot of
years.
people joining the video live.
That's 140 years.
Sorry?
I said that's 140 years.
That's so long.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so we have been with this, the King's Palace. Tell people, yeah, we tell them. So we're gonna tell you everything about the King's Palace. We're gonna tell you everything about our culture, our kingdom, and later we slop to the torture chambers of the Big Daddy, Idi Amin.
Yeah. Oh, that's why I really came here. 'Cause I went to the Gaddafi magic.
The Gaddafi Mosque.
Yeah, I went to the mosque and stuff. I've been there in February.
Yeah.
This is my second time back in Uganda.
Second time back in Uganda.
Uh-huh.
You were here before?
Yeah, I was here. I was here before.
In Uganda or here?
Here. No, Uganda.
In Uganda.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha. So how is Texas? How is Texas?
You said Texas? Well, the states back
You
home.
in Texas. Texas, right?
No, New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Yeah, New Jersey. Uh-huh.
New Jersey had that thing.
Well,
In the New Jersey, that's 3 years back, we had the guy who shooted people in the New Jersey.
I don't know. It probably
He
wasn't
just
New
went
Jersey.
to the mosque and killed everybody. He was a guy, even his name is still sounding in the New Jersey.
I don't know if he was from New Jersey. He probably from a different state in the country because a lot of states in America, you get to have guns for yourself, you know. So you get to bear arms, you know. Yeah, 'cause I know in this country you don't have the right to bear arms, not like that. You probably got a permit, it's not like that, you know. But I just know back home, a lot of people have guns.
Is it true that people in migrants are being taken back home by
You talking about Donald Trump?
yeah?
Yeah, he's sending people back where they from,
But
you
is
know.
he doing? Is he doing it?
Well,
Or it's just like to some people that's having some crimes?
it's not people who not criminals. It's people who been in America
For so long.
for so long and didn't do it the right way.
Overstay.
Uh-huh. They didn't do it the right way.
So me, I'm going to stand there. You know that we can have a nice view. We shall take pictures later, right?
It's okay. William.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to Point is taking one to get some information, and this is.
William.
Okay.
You're just talking about going just see what you want to watch.
Okay. Maybe it's funny to see what's your
First Arabica.
You know, because
yeah.
I'm going to use your other phone. Take photos.
You could use this one.
Very fine.
I'll sing you, eh?
Sing your neighbor.
Take a picture with this one.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yes.
I want you to be in the shed because we're gonna take some time.
Okay.
Unless when you're gonna get an umbrella, I explain to you in live. How do you see?
It's good. It's good right here.
It's good, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so my beloved visitors from United States of America and the one that are coming from Uganda, I welcome you to Kabaka's Palace, Mango. A lot of people outside there, they don't know the history of this kingdom. Our kingdom, Buganda, it has been there for so long, for 800 years. And our kingdom has been led by 36 kings. And our current king today, he marks to be our 36th king of Buganda. Okay? I told you a title give to our reigning king is Kabaka, and after him passing on, then the name changes to Sekabaka. In our kingdom, the first son of the Kabaka never become a king. In Buganda kingdom, this first son of the king just becomes a family caretaker. He just becomes a guardian of the family, and later they do choose from other sons. Who chooses? The king can choose the successor they want to succeed him. This first son is either named Chiwewa or Junju. Are you together?
Yeah.
So when the king is still alive, he can choose his successor. That I want so and so and so to be the one to succeed the throne. If it happens, when the king only had girls, then they could go to close brothers or cousins. The kingdom is Buganda, the country is Uganda, the language is Luganda.
Yeah.
So Uganda, Luganda. Okay? This parish is historical. We had 3 kings of Buganda in history, they lived here. The first king was King Daniel Mwanga. King Daniel Mwanga was our 31st king of Buganda. He used to live here. Remember, he ascended to the throne in 1884. King Daniel Mwanga, during his time, we had the British. The British came in 1890 to set and prepare Uganda to become a British protectorate. And later it became under the British in 1894. When the British were here, we remember that they signed a treaty. Our Kabaka signed a treaty with them. And this was they were to protect the Buganda kingdom with all its properties. They were also to create a trading route from Buganda to Mombasa. But time came when their friendship went to the end, whereby either side could give orders. The king was giving orders, and they were also giving orders. So our Kabaka worked up and declared a war against the British because he was trying to fight colonialism. And this resulted into his exile to the island called Seychelles. So the king declared a war to the British, but the war lasted for 2 weeks. Kabaka Mwanga was defeated. He was caught by the British, and they exiled him to the island called Seychelles. That's where our Kabaka later passed away in 1903. And after some time of 7 years, they had to bring back home his body, and he was taken to Kasuri tombs. Today we got to have the Kasuri tombs. They act as the burial grounds. They act as the cemetery graveyard for the kings of Buganda and also members from the royal family. So when he passed away, King Daniel Mwanga, his son took over. That was Sekabaka Daudi Chua, and he was the second king to live here. Daudi Chua, his father left him when he was 1 year, and they had to give him the caretakers that raised him until when he made 18, until when he was fully crowned. He was given Zakaria Chisingili as his treasurer, Stanislas Mugwanya as his chief judge, and then Sir Apolokagwa as his prime minister. In the past, in our kingdom, the girls were prohibited from eating eggs and chicken. No eggs, no chicken. Do you know why? Because they had a belief that when the girl eat eggs and chicken, they would become infertile and couldn't be able to produce babies. When our king visited Europe, he saw their girls, they chopped eggs and chicken. Okay, when he came back home, he came back with a plan and permitted these Pagana girls to eat eggs and chicken. Up to date, they are free. Okay? That was in 1913. Daudi Chua was also the first king of Buganda to have what we call a church marriage. Official church marriage at St. Paul Namilembe Cathedral. Mind you, in the past, a title that could be given to a queen, we used to call her Kadulubari. So the name of Nabagereka started during the reign of Sekabaka Daudi Chua, and he was the first person to name her queen Nabagereka, Namaganda, Irene, Drusilla.
Yes.
And during this palace in such a way, the king had a visit to England. He toured around Buckingham Palace for King George. You heard about Buckingham?
Yeah.
And after our king visiting Buckingham Palace, our king liked the designs and the drawings and the plan. When he came back home, he came back and renovated the palace into a modern palace. So when they tell you to look for all the structures in Kampala, Uganda, this is one of them, same year with Makerere University, 1922, 1922. All together. So this took a period of 11 years, from 1922 and finished up in 1933.
Okay.
Today people, they see Uganda cranes, oh yeah, Uganda cranes, we go, all together. Daudi Chua was our first FUFA president. When you come to Uganda crane jersey here, there is a word that's FUFA. FUFA stands for Federation of Uganda Football Association since 1924. Find out if you have the Uganda crane jersey since 1924. So he was our first FUFA president of Uganda. Daudi Chua, he passed away at a very young age of 43 years in 1939 because of diabetes. And then he was also taken to Kasuri tombs. And finally, the last king to live here, that was Sekabaka Edward Walugembe Wangula Sir George William David Walugembe Frederick Mutesa too. Okay? So the Westerners could shorten his name from King Frederick to Freddie.
Freddie.
King Freddie. But most people in East Africa took the Uganda version as Mutesa II. So Mutesa II is the father to our current king. He was born in 1924. He studied at Makerere University. That's where our king did MVA, Medical, Veterinary and Agriculture. And later he finished up his studies in Cambridge. I don't know whether, do you know Cambridge?
Yeah, Cambridge. Yeah.
That's where our Kabaka graduated in political science. The time that our king was done with his studies, he joined the Queen's Army, and our king rose to the rank of a grenadier. That's why some people normally see him in a fully combat. The time that our king said that now, this is my time, let me go back home in my country and I serve my people. These were the times when African countries were starting to demand for their independence. So he joined the struggle, and our king was appointed by the British government to be our first constitutional president of Uganda. So King Freddie Mutesa II was the first president of Uganda, serving as a king at the same time a president. So Mutesa II used to live here. Our Kabaka, in those days, our king had his friend called Dr. Paul Milton Obote. Obote was from north, from Lango, but friendship doesn't matter. You might be from the United States, they might be from Uganda when you are good friends.
Yeah.
So our king was from Central, Obote was from the north, when these two were friends. But our king never knew that his prime minister, the first Uganda prime minister, had the desire to take power away from him. So we remember in 1966 there was a constitution which was reducing all traditional leaders' powers, and it was separating kingship to the president. He wasn't feeling good. Obote to see a king being a king and at the same time a president. Okay? So when these two had some misunderstandings, what our Kabaka, after knowing what Obote was cooking for him, our Kabaka ended up chasing him away from the Buganda land. He advertised in television and radios, and when Obote went back, he just sent Idi Amin to do the mission. So Idi Amin in this process was just used as the mercenary to overthrow the king from power. This palace was attacked in 1966, and our king was in there. The king was escorted by his two close captains. One was called Captain Joshua Katende and Captain George Malo. They helped our king to escape from the palace. He jumped the perimeter wall. They took him to Rubaga Cathedral. Our king hid there for one night. From there, they took him to Burundi in Bujumbura, and later in London. That's where our king was later poisoned in 1969, and he passed away at 45 years young. So no one knows who poisoned our king, because no one was found on scene. But the investigation was done by Scotland Yard. You heard about Scotland Yard?
Yeah.
And they said that they found a glass of wine in his room, there was poison. So we can't say that these are the British, we can't say that these are Obote's agents. Now, maybe some people in the comment section, I think they know, but but basically, for us historians, we also know, but no one was found on scene. By the time when King Mutesa II passed away, Buganda Kingdom spent a period of 27 years without a king. This second president of Uganda, Dr. Paul Milton Obote, when he took power, Milton Obote abolished kingdoms in 1967. So from 1967 up to 1993, we spent 27 years without a Kabaka. So these kingdoms were restored by this current president, hand in hand with this current king. That was in 1993. Our current king is called Saba Sajja. His name is Saba Sajja Kabaka Ronald Muwenda Mutebi II. Our current king today is 70 years young. Kings never go old. And the queen, she's 62 now. The king has 5 children, 3 daughters and 2 sons. Automatically, as I told you, this first son is taken to be the family caretaker. All our eyes are onto this second son, Prince Richard Semakokulo, and currently he's 14 years. He was born just in 2011. So our current king is not into politics. He's just a ceremonial monarchy. The king doesn't stay here in 60s and also in 70s with the Idi Amin's torture chambers. So the king comes here for traditional ceremonies, personal issues, and also meeting some officials that are coming from abroad. But otherwise, the king stays in Banda. Okay? Currently, this current king is one of the longest serving Buganda monarchy to make 70 years, honestly. Kings have been passing on 35, 43, 45, but at least he's 70 years young. Okay? Of course.
Wow.
Now, we go into questions. Do you have some questions before you move? You stand there, you didn't take a nice picture of you. Stand there, take a picture of you. And help you save that first part, and then we shall record other parts. Just first take a